Welcome everyone to Simply Bitcoin. We break down the news from Twitter, the daily fail, meme review, software releases, hardware releases, the websites by plebes or plebs. We're gonna dive right into the numbers. Let's do it.
Number time.
At the time of this recording, the block height is 700,570. The Bitcoin price, 46,745. Chain rewrite days, 843. Total public Lightning capacity, 2,472.76. I think that's an all-time high on that one.
Almost to the sound, dude. Almost to the sound.
Sats per dollar, though, 2,138, and the blocks to the halvening, 139,430. So is that an all-time high on the Lightning, the public Lightning capacity?
I'm pretty sure it might be, but I have a mental image of 2,481. My mind might be playing tricks on me, but it could be. But dude, most importantly, when we talked about this on the episode that we filmed yesterday, which was a phenomenal episode, but Zoom effed us with the audio, so that's why you guys couldn't see it. But dude, the price action. What the F is going on, man? There's like 2K candles, then it backs down to dump. It's all happening like within 30 minutes. It's nuts, dude. And then there's transactions, man, that like literally like someone's sending a $2 billion Bitcoin transaction here and there. So obviously there's big money moving around, dude. And the price action is acting very strange, Phil. Something's going on in the background, bro.
You know what? I haven't seen this type of, at least this type of activity on the 30-minute candles since 2017. So there is definitely something interesting going on. Of course, you know, we're going to stay tuned and keep everybody informed, but it just keeps you interested, right? It keeps you interested because we're all in the unknown, and, you know, Even if you like the stuff from Plan B or that other chart that we saw recently there, the sine function one there that looked
from the log from
log,
right?
Exactly. You know, even I mean, look, you know, those obviously, you know, they give everybody the butterflies, right? Make everybody happy, but at the same time, nobody really knows, right? That this is just prediction based on past performance. This is, you know, like we've said 1,000 times. It's a hybrid asset that nobody truly understands the implications of. So we just know that it's extremely disruptive, right? We know that everywhere you put Bitcoin, all the bullshit just seems to appear and be known instantly and starts to fall apart. So, hey, you know what? I'm bullish. Let's see what happens. It's not the end of the year yet. I know that there's a lot of people that have like their, you know, the end of the year magic numbers in their head. We'll see.
No, and I agree.
We'll
I think you said it perfectly. We'll see. And the big question, you know, the $1 million question really is, or better said, the $1 million million Bitcoin question. Whoa, that's a lot.
That's a lot of corn.
That's a lot of corn.
That's more than Saylor has.
I know, but I hate saying $1 million because it's a shit coin. So it has.
Right?
Okay. 1,000 Bitcoin question, better yet said. Okay, anyways. So the real question is Bitcoin going to continue its historical pattern, right? That's the big question, right? Because if it does, right, the big months to watch out for are October, November, and December. We will see. That's what everyone's holding their breath about. We'll see. We all have our beliefs, but again, we are called Simply Bitcoin, so we're extremely biased. Anyways, if you're just staying humble and stacking sats and not trading, all of this is irrelevant at the end of the day. But it still feels good when the number goes up. Anyways, Phil, it's time for it.
The daily fail. All right, well, as Nico said, we had a whole episode yesterday. And you know what? This material, it just we had to go through it, right? We needed everybody to see it, and more importantly, I get a second chance to dump on Justin Sun. So really, it's that's the majority of the reason. Otherwise, because there's plenty of other fails, and we're gonna have to get to them because today was insane. The amount of failure that there was. I'm surprised everything didn't just shut down and go home. But anyways, all right. So look. BitTorrent, right? For anybody who's ever streamed anything, whoever downloaded anything, you know that you've never had to use a shitcoin to get any of this stuff. Okay? You're aware that you've never used a shitcoin. So it's interesting when a company like Tron, right, who is run by Justin Sun, and for the people who don't know who Justin Sun is, right, he's the CEO of Tron, but not only that, he is the, what would you say, like, he's the protege of Jack Ma. And for the people who don't know who Jack Ma is, he is the invisible CEO of Alibaba, who was once upon a time more visible, but for some reason has disappeared for a while.
The CCP. Sorry, got a cough.
No, that's okay. You got to clear your throat. It's perfectly normal. So yeah, we don't know what happened to him, but anyways, genius businessman, right? Alibaba, good stuff. Anyways, so
concentration camp. Sorry. Sorry. Coughs, dude.
It's a re-education camp, Nico.
I apologize.
They're re-educating him, okay? It's for the good of the people. Remember, it's the good of the people.
That's right.
Okay? Good of the people here.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so Justin, okay? So Justin made Tron, right? Tron is like supposed to, be some kind of competition to Ethereum, right? So shitcoin battling shitcoins. Anyways, one of the things that Tron did was they bought BitTorrent. Okay, and they launched, I shouldn't say necessarily that they bought BitTorrent, but they launched the token, and yes, I could say that they bought the BitTorrent IP, right? Anyways, so the thing about Justin is that he is a serial, how could I explain this? He's a serial announcer, and he kind of gave me the idea for what I termed the partnership parade. Because he always makes announcements of things that he's thinking are going to happen, but don't necessarily actually happen. And he never ceases to, to seize on an opportunity. All right, and we'll get into that as well. Anyways, let's get into these tweets about BitTorrent and this nonsense. So remember, you don't need a token to use BitTorrent. Anyways, BTC is bringing in an era of fully connected chains where the industry is themed on inclusiveness. Yes. Inclusiveness.
They're capitalizing on the woke, huh?
Right. Hey, anything to get you to buy their shitcoin, right? Boom, now we're inclusive. We're inclusive. Okay, blockchain networks in the future will not be segregated. Okay, so let me tell you something. Every single thing but Bitcoin is absolutely segregated, okay? Everybody can openly build on Bitcoin. All of these other things we've said before are intranets. Anyways, all networks, including Tron, Ethereum, and BSC, will exist as a whole under one common name, shitcoin. In their case, they put blockchain. But again, they're selling the blockchain narrative. This is absolute garbage. Blockchain, nobody needs an incredibly slow database. I work with databases every single day. No individual corporation needs a slow database that they do not own. Okay? They don't need that. It's completely useless. Anyways, let's move on, right? Let's move on. So, talking about this BitTorrent token, right? We're going to go back in time, back to 2019. The 8th BTT airdrop is finished. Next one will be October 11th. And of course, I had to comment about it, right? That they had to do 8 airdrops and still nobody cares. Nobody cares. It is the absolute most ridiculous thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still a shitcoin. Nobody's buying it. You don't need it. As I've said not even 2 minutes ago, you don't need it to use BitTorrent. It is completely useless. Okay.
It's just another excuse to separate you from your Bitcoin. But by the way, our guest who showed up a little bit late just joined in. Shout out Randy McKillen. We're in the middle of the daily fail. So continue, Phil. I'm sorry. No
worries. Hey, Randy. All right, you'll get to comment soon. Okay, so here we go. So this is what I was talking about on always capitalizing on an opportunity, right? Never let an opportunity pass you by. So thanks to Bitcoin Meme Hub for posting this when it happened. But everybody remembers the unfortunate passing of Kobe Bryant. Well, here you go. This is Justin Sun making sure that everybody knows he's a Kobe supporter with the Tron hat on. This is so disgusting and cringe. I mean, are you kidding me? This is awful. This is so awful. Oh, gosh. So, yeah. So, what Bitcoin Meme Hub said, for Justin Sun, every event, no matter how tragic, is a marketing opportunity. And this is true.
So, they're inclusive.
They're very inclusive. Don't worry.
And they care about Kobe Bryant.
Listen, if you have a following and bad things happen to you and we can capitalize on them, we're including you. There's inclusion for you. Anyways, all right, moving on, okay? So this was actually this year, right? Elon, always with the terrible takes. I don't even remember this one. Don't defy DeFi. It's like what does he have? Like a 3-year-old writing his tweets or something? Anyways, whatever. So look, Justin, right, doesn't stop to capitalize on this. But you see, Justin pulled some scammery with a Tesla once upon a time, and we're going to finish the segment with what he did. But here's what he had to say back to Elon on this. Can you have DeFi on a Tesla? For example, you can drive and earn Tesla tokens. The more you drive, the more you earn. These guys, all they want to do is get you to collect worthless freaking tokens. Complete garbage, wasting your time. Why would you need a special token when you drive? Why wouldn't you just get paid in the currency? Why wouldn't you get paid in Bitcoin? Or if you're still using your fiat shitcoins, why aren't you getting paid in that? Why would you get paid in another completely different token that is again corporately owned? So what? So everybody gives you Chuck E. Cheese tokens now? That's it. This is the whole thing, right? This is our future. Everyone has Chuck E. Cheese tokens. Okay. So about Tesla, okay, once upon a time, and of course the tweet was deleted, okay, so if somebody could find it, right, I'd love it if they could post it in the notes or something like that, but essentially there was a Tesla giveaway that Tron did, okay, and of course the winner, in typical Tron style, did not receive the Tesla that they won. But this is the conversation that went back and that started to go back and forth. And here's Justin's response to the winner, which was UZ Garoth. Anyways, however, I do recognize that this is an unfortunate situation and would like to extend my warmest welcome to the next Nitron Summit in 2020, including a fully paid round-trip ticket to the event location. We're very grateful for your continued support, Tron. Not a Tesla. It's not a car. That's crap. Who wants that? Nobody wants that. They're like that's garbage. Anyways, so here we go. This is some of the responses from fellow Bitcoiners, right? So here's Adam O. What was the thought process here, Justin? We'll say that we're giving away a Tesla and maybe even tag Elon Musk. Then whenever someone wins, we'll just figure a way to get out of it? Shameful. Crazy how many leaders in crypto space are full of shit. Right you are. Okay, and of course, you're shaking my head. This is pathetic, and just give him the Tesla. Okay? Justin Sun, an extra Tesla to the original winner will do more press for you than what you did by redrawing the prize with little notice to the community. You've handled this badly, Justin Sun. Now you have this on your hands. Just give both winners the car. No way to win. I mean, dude, he never ended up giving that car. They never ended up getting their winnings. And again, this is why, look, it's nice. People want to believe all these CEOs, right? This guy's so smart. He was the protege of Jack Ma. He must know something, right? He must know what he's doing. You don't need to put your faith in these scammers. You really don't, okay? You just stick with Bitcoin, right? There's plenty of people in the community that are willing to help. There's fantastic resources.
For free. Yes. Bitcoiners will not charge you for information. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Phil.
No, that was it. That's how I wanted to end it, was just, look, we've got free resources and you can stick with Bitcoin only and you don't need to fall for this garbage. Tron is another flatline scam. It peaked back in 2018 and it's done absolutely nothing since. But they have done one thing. They've enrolled in the partnership parade, and they've made sure to announce every single partnership, okay? Me pretending to use your software doesn't equal a better ecosystem. It doesn't equal finality of transactions. It doesn't equal a safer ledger, okay? This is crap. It's hocus pocus, and it's not even vaporware. It's not even vaporware. It's vapor announcements. Like, that's what they are. Anyways.
No, amen, dude. I think you said it perfectly. And I learned something new today, Phil. And that is SMH. I always thought it just meant shmush, but apparently it means shake my head.
Yeah, shaking my head.
Thank you. I didn't know that before. I was always so confused when people would write that. I'm like, what do you mean shma? Shma.
Or SMDH, shaking my damn head.
Oh, man. Wow. Thanks,
dude.
Phil. I learned something new today.
I Google everything. Yeah, trust me, I'm not that smart. I don't figure shit out. I just Google stuff I don't understand.
It's funny you say that because one of the first things that they taught me at coding school when I took it was like a boot camp, whatever, was Google. That was like the first thing. Google things if you don't know the answer, and it's so true, by the way. But anyways, circling back to Justin Tron. Listen, Justin Sun.
It's Justin Suntron.
The son, or the guy of Jack Ma. Listen, shitcoiners. Okay, and you have to give him credit where credit is due. They are geniuses at names, at the marketing. You see that the Tron has the little Tron logo on Twitter. That's because they pay for it, unlike the Bitcoin one, right? They'll do anything and everything, including trying to convince you that they're going to give you a Tesla, which they don't because they're shitcoiners and they're liars, right? To get you to part away from your Bitcoin. So think about it. They created a token, or in this case, Justin created a token out of thin air called Tron, right? So that he could sell it so that he can get your Bitcoin. That's literally what shitcoins are designed for. But Justin is like the tippity top of the shitcoin marketers. He knows how to market. He's a marketing genius. You have to give him the credit where the credit is due. Kobe Bryant died. Teddy bear. Let me put a Tron beanie on top. Why not? Yeah, it's going to get me more Bitcoin. So, again, simple lesson here. Why is it that Bitcoiners aren't marketing? Bitcoin doesn't need marketing. Bitcoin does the marketing by itself. It speaks for itself. Doesn't need marketing. Anyways, I'm going to shut up now. I want to get our guest, who was late, opinion on this. Randy, what are your thoughts on this?
I really don't want to give him too much air. I want to do a couple shameless plugs real quick. Me and a couple other guys are doing the Plebnet Playground, which is basically a Signet Lightning stack. And so people can run a Lightning stack and experiment and learn. So we had
Bobo Dread on here to talk about that, right? Isn't that what he talked about, Phil?
Or is this like an extension of the Plebnet?
Plebnet, right?
It's an extension. It's a Docker stack for Signet.
Oh,
yes,
that's so cool, dude.
Yes, so you can run a Signet Lightning stack, and you can experiment and just learn without any threat of losing funds or you know how people are having problems like restarting channels, and there's all that issue. So basically this is a Dockerized Signet Lightning stack. So there's no like threat of loss of funds. You can just restart it at will. It it basically like syncs the chain within like 30 seconds, the Signet chain. And then Richard, the like project lead, you can reach out to him and he will send you Signet testnet coins.
Awesome.
And so you can fund your like Signet Lightning stack and experiment. And so I'm being a little shameless because we've been working hard on it, and I want people to be able to experiment and
awesome,
learn.
dude. What's the name of the URL so I could pop it up on the screen for everybody?
Just go to github.com and search for Plebnet Playground. Okay. And the particular repository is named Plebnet-Playground-Docker.
Awesome, dude.
Hey, so you're gonna send us the link after.
Yeah.
Yes, I will.
I'm gonna pop up the link on the screen so you guys could go on there, check it out, and experiment it. And it's like those old trading firms, Phil, where they give you access to paper trading, so you're not really trading with your real money. I see this the same way, so that you could experiment with Lightning without being reckless at the same time, right? Exactly. Without at risk of using your funds. Really neat, Randy. Cool stuff, Phil.
So I was gonna say, I think that Randy's comment to that fail explains everything. Just completely ignored it and moved on to Bitcoin development.
That's the thing. It doesn't justify it. It's just that Justin Sun is a fucking scammer. That's the reality. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily Meme Review, sponsored by
Citadel 21. All right, everybody. The meme for today is brought to us by Ben Kaufman, legendary guy. I think he's behind. Is it Umbro or Spectre, Phil? Spectre Desktop, amazing developer, and he has some awesome Twitter content as well. He's keeping up with the clown world that's going on nowadays. You can go give him a follow @ Ben Kaufman. Anyways, let's check out the meme, which I zoomed in so you guys couldn't see. El Salvador adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. The IRS. And of course, here's a little bit of the context, which we'll get to in the news, right? But keep this meme in your minds. But it's absolutely hilarious. And because it's so hilarious, Phil, I'm going to give it a very unique score. I don't think I've ever given this score before. It's going to absolutely blow your mind. The tab key.
The tab key.
Yeah, I know.
I knew eventually it was going to have to come out.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I'm going with... So, I mean, obviously, I love the meme, right? It's fantastic, and it's so true. And the IRS definitely pretending that they're not that scared. But, yeah, things are about to change for them real quick. Because, look, at the end of the day, you know, can't beat the freedom money. Mm-mm. They can stifle it, but they can't. They can stifle it for a time, but they can't beat it forever. And on that note, I am giving it Sour Patch Heads, but I call them Sour Patch Big Heads, and I don't know why.
Okay, that's a good score. So the tab key, Sour Patch Heads, Big Heads, but he doesn't know why. And our guest, Randy, what would you give that meme?
It is a Leatherman's level 7.
Ooh.
What is that?
Like the knife, like the tool. It's a Leatherman tool.
Leatherman?
I don't know.
That's a multi-tool, right?
Leatherman?
Yes, I know exactly which one it is. I'm pretty sure. I think I have one.
A Leatherman level 7. No.
Dude, it's like that. That's like a real tool. Like there's like those cheap multi-tools you'll get at random places. Then there's the Leatherman sets.
Okay. So it's not just a tool.
This is like peak multi-tool.
It's a level 7 peak multi-tool.
Peak multi-tool.
Okay, awesome. So a level 7 peak multi-tool, a tab key, and of course the sour heads that Phil calls them big heads because no one knows why. Anyways, guys, do you agree with our scores? Do you disagree? Let us know down in the comments. And of course, join our Telegram group. Drop us some memes. Link us some memes to review. This is a meme review. And we review memes. Anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by
Crypto Cloaks.
All right, guys, listen. We've been telling you for months now, especially if you've been subscribed to this channel, right, that the rhetoric is going to keep intensifying. And guess what, guys? We are going to debunk every single one of those mainstream media articles. Because if we don't do it, who else will? Let's get started, Phil.
Take me on a journey, Nico.
El Salvador runs a Bitcoin scam. The cryptocurrency, as obligatory legal tender, undermines the dollar. Here's the thing. They had a slip. It undermines the dollar. Yes, that's exactly what it does. Anyways.
So wait, is it a scam or does it undermine the dollar? And like if a scam is undermining the dollar, doesn't that make you question the dollar? Sorry, Nico. Continue. I'm just wondering.
This is total meltdown, guys. This is meltdown. They don't know what to do. You know, we showed you the tablet cards. You know, they're any type of angle they're trying to figure out, and they can't find one. To quote the IMF the other day when they released the press release, Bitcoin just doesn't go away. Anyways, the article goes on to say, ever since Iran was denied access in 2012 to the Society for Worldwide Interbank Financial Telecommunication, a Brussels-based global banking network known as SWIFT, the axis of evil, and its allies. Hear that, guys? Put politics aside. Just because of the place that you were born, you are not worthy of participating with the global financial network.
Dude, they're setting us up to like do some kind of like financial sanctions, man. That's why they're using this language.
Of course this is what they're using this language. The problem is, though, that sanctions only work if people are using the currency on which you can sanction with. Anyways, And its allies have intensified their search. Here we go. This is exactly what Randy said, for a way to move illicit money electronically outside the legal banking system, right? Getting kicked off SWIFT is like getting knocked back into the financial Stone Age, says Joseph Hurimi, executive director for the Center for a Secure, this is so funny, a secure free society.
Wow.
As long as it's with the legacy system. Without it, governments are reduced to physically moving around pallets of cash. But then came Bitcoin. Salvadorian President Nayib Bukele doesn't have to worry about that possibility anymore. That's a good thing, because September 7th, El Salvador made Bitcoin obligatory. Here's the thing, though. I hate this language. No. He didn't oblige anyone to use Bitcoin. They've said this multiple times. You can continue using the dollar. You don't have to download the app if you don't want to. Okay? It's that simple. What he did do is essentially made it so that merchants have to accept Bitcoin as legal tender. That's the only obligation that he put on. It was to merchants, right? Again, by adopting a non-banking currency that will coexist with the US dollar, it will highlight the failures of the dollar, but trade outside the international, this is so funny, trade outside the internationally protected banking system. Oh my God. Ooh. Mr. Bukele ensures that he will be able to move money electronically even if his government should face sanctions. So, this means...
let me emphasize something here. Like the Center for like a Secure Society or whatever, that's some kind of think tank that's driving policy. Like Bitcoiners should reject this bullshit.
It's
like,
all...
We don't need to be like ruled by a fucking unelected think tank, dude.
Absolutely. And not only, Randy, you're absolutely right, but it's not only that. It's like it's literally making the case, right, that this banking system is necessary even though 60% of the world population is deemed unbankable. But that's fine for them. That's fine for them, right? As long as you're using their system that benefits the few, that benefits the central banks. This is how this whole article is framed. And the reason we cover this, guys, is because this is what our enemies are thinking. This is what they're saying. This is inside the belly of the beast. So it's very important that we cover this because it shows you the narratives that they're creating. Anyways, yeah.
I mean, go back to the titles again up top. It's like these think tanks, right? Back down, please, to the titles, whatever it is, like the Society for a Worldwide International blah, 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 this like Center for a Secure Free Society. It's like it's total like academic like tyranny, but they virtue signal. Oh, it's a free society and all this. It's total fucking tyranny, dude.
No,
like, we need to reject this shit outright.
It's a lie. It's a lie. It's like the Soviet, the Soviet national propaganda newspaper. It was called Pravda. And Pravda means truth in Russian. And you know that propaganda newspaper was not telling the truth. It's the same thing. It's the same bait and switch. But anyways, it may be that Mr. Bukele believes that Bitcoin will behave better than the dollar as a medium of exchange and store of value. But if so, he got an education on the day of the launch. The website of the e-wallet Chivo, which the government is using to circulate Bitcoin, crashed. Okay, I want you to focus on this part, right? She's focusing, it couldn't work because it crashed on the first day. And she's also likes to point out, meanwhile, the dollar value of the cryptocurrency traded down as much as 17%, right? I want you guys to focus on these last two parts, right? Yes. Right here, right? Bitcoin, it crashed the Chivo app, and the trading, the Bitcoin's value dropped 17%. Okay, focus on that part. If you look,
dude, it was like a 15-minute candle, dude. A headline. If
you look at Bitcoin's price last year, September 23rd, the price was at $11,206. If you look at the price of Bitcoin today, it's at $47,000. But of course, that is not convenient for the Wall Street Journal to say that. Okay, now let's go back and focus on, because this is what we do on Simply Bitcoin. We bring the goddamn receipts, okay? El Salvador's Chivo wallet saw 500,000 registrations in 1 week.
Boom.
Just to give you a frame of reference, that's 11% of the total population of El Salvador registered for the Chivo wallet. Okay, so I wonder why the app crashed. Bukele explained, citing technical difficulties that ensured because of the massive spike in signups since the Bitcoin law took in effect on September 7th. However, 95% of Chivo's wallet technical difficulties have already been fixed, the president said, and he expects all remaining problems to be solved in the next few days.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
So,
thank you for citing that, man, because there's like some trolls and some like scammers on like Clubhouse and shit, like a couple like EOS guys and shit, and they're like citing these like talking points. And so I didn't know about this statistic, so thank you, man. That's fucking...
We bring the receipts on Simply Bitcoin, and we debunk the mainstream propaganda arm. That's exactly what we do. But check this out, okay? Back to this, right? The Chivo thing crashed. They didn't mention that it crashed because 11% of the country downloaded the app.
That's amazing, dude.
And they also didn't mention the fact that, yes, in the short term, Bitcoin is down 17%, but it's up over 300% of the year, right?
Oh, yeah. So
again, BS from the mainstream media propaganda arm. But wait, there's more. Check out this article by France 21. Foreign investors exempt from tax on Bitcoin profits. El Salvador. Now here's the catch. Bitcoin is legal tender. It's a currency. Why would you pay taxes if your currency goes up in value? They're trying to frame it that way because the IRS and other tax collecting agencies are shitting their pants. And guess what? Simply Bitcoin also brought the receipts. Check this out. IRS says Bitcoin should be considered property, not currency. Does not have legal status in any jurisdiction. And that was their justification. Now check out the date. March 25th, 2014. Oh, look. Did they just change the definitions?
Oh,
could the government do that? And this was a tweet by Brian Cohen, how it started, right? Let's check out the first image, right? This was the justification, but it does not have legal tender status in any jurisdiction. Let's see the updated version. But it does not have legal tender status in the US. Cryptocurrency is a type of virtual currency that utilizes cryptography. So again, they are moving the goalposts because they know what they're doing is messed up. And this isn't, again, I'd like to reemphasize, okay? This is not about protecting the public and about collecting taxes. This is because governments are slowly losing their monopoly on the creation of money. That's what's happening in real time. And they're reacting, they're trying to essentially leak the fucking, little holes in the Titanic while it's slowly sinking, okay? And the Bitcoiners are in the life rafts, popping champagne bottles going, laughing, So, man. Phil, thoughts?
I thought that was great. You know what? That last piece with them moving the goalposts. Now look, it's not moving the goalposts very much, but it just goes to show you that they do indeed move those goalposts in order to be able to quote unquote prove their points. I find it, you know what? They just have nothing left. Right? They've got absolutely nothing left, and now they just make up stories, and now they just figure if they essentially now what they're going for is the it's the quantity over quality, because they have no quality, right? Like there is no quality. The money is garbage. We understand that it's garbage, but what they do have is a quantity of outlets where they can push their narrative. True. And that is exactly what they're going to use. And that's exactly what we're seeing. I mean, these ridiculous. I mean, what was that first article that we looked at where you don't have to pull it up, but I mean what was it that El Salvador is pulling a Bitcoin scam, right? Like that was the first piece, man, that we looked at. So what? So wait a second. So just because the U.S. all of a sudden gives a shit about El Salvador and what they do about their money, okay? A year ago, they could care less about El Salvador, okay? Now, all of a sudden, because they're going to use Bitcoin to prove that the central bankers aren't required, now all of a sudden, El Salvador matters. What El Salvador's doing matters. Now, all of a sudden, they're using a Bitcoin scam. How is it, you know what? You know, we talk about this, but like, how, you know, the dollar is printed out of thin air. It literally comes from nothing. That's fiat is money by decree.
True.
At least Bitcoin has proof of work. It requires our work. It requires computational work to produce it. It's better quality just based on proof of work. We're not even talking about censorship resistant. Huh?
It's pinned to reality through
exactly. It is. It's totally pinned to reality, right? Anyways, it's so disgusting, and I I find it so sad for them.
It's a clown world, dude. It's literally a clown world, you know. And then we went, you know, it was a couple episodes ago where we were reading you guys, you know, a statement from the Bank of International Settlements saying you should use central bank digital currencies because, you know, we provide stability, integrity. Like it's like integrity, integrity. You know, it's like and like the thing about Bitcoin is that you could just put integrity aside. Integrity is irrelevant because of what Randy just said. It's anchored to reality, right? Because you have to spend actual electricity to mine that said Bitcoin. No amount of politics or ideologies is going to change that fact, right? Unlike fiat, which has become highly politicized. Anyways, Randy, what are your thoughts on this?
A call to action. These reporters are on like mailing lists. And they get their talking points on usually like some kind of like Google, like back alley, like mailing list. Find those mailing lists. Like don't announce yourself, but I want to get subscribed to these mailing lists so we can see and like archive where these talking points are coming from. We had mentioned the think tanks. These so-called reporters are just disinformation like agents that just promote talking points from these think tanks. Like that is a line of inquiry that we need to be more aware of. Like there's examples of in the past where people have leaked these mailing lists. I really want to like get into those mailing lists like without announcing ourselves so we can track it. Like that is the key to like so that we can preempt these talking points and we can archive this shit because these people are criminals, man. Yes. Like imagine trying to like, okay, like I can't even tell you the like tear jerking like stories that I've heard from El Salvadorians. Like they have hope again. But this like disinformation agent, whatever her name is, Anastasia O'Grady, she's fucking trying to like poo-poo on a country and a people that are like seeking hope.
Of course, dude.
It's like, dude, it's beyond just fucking like propaganda. These people are criminals.
They're evil, dude. They're evil. So we went off on Steve Hanke the other day, dude. We've been covering, you know, exactly what you said, stories of hope, not only from El Salvador, of people in Afghanistan that got cut off from the legacy system, you know, that was just mentioned. You know, if you're not part of the SWIFT system, you know, you can't participate in finance. Who the fuck gave you that power, bro? And all of a sudden, these Afghanis that have nothing to do with the Taliban could receive money from family members abroad, right? Yeah. It's absolute craziness. But anyways, to end the news segment, I'm just going to make a quick announcement. And I'm kind of upset, Phil. This makes me a little upset because, to be honest with you, dude, it's not fair. Like, he has to, he really has to leave some for the rest of us. Okay, like it's just not okay. I'm totally kidding, by the way.
Saylor and the cheese, it never ends, man.
MicroStrategy has purchased an additional 5,050 bitcoins for $249 million in cash at an average price of 48,000 per coin. As of September 12th, 2021, we hodl. I love how he puts this guy. Look, this guy's gone full. He's taking the orange pill. He started with laser eyes. Now there's fucking lightning bolts coming out of his.
Let me point something out, man. MicroStrategy is DCAing on a different level, but they're still doing the same thing an average person can do.
Dude,
an average person can DCA, a corporation can DCA. I just want to point that out, man.
Dude, what Phil says, okay, while we're stacking kernels, Michael Saylor is stacking fields of corn.
Fields of corn, man. He's writing the book.
And
I'm telling you.
MicroStrategy now has, holy crap, like, goddamn, 114,042 Bitcoin. This guy's going to become the richest man in the world. Anyways, Phil, there was a software release today, a very important one. Why don't you tell everybody about it?
My stack looks so depressing compared to his. Anyways, software releases. You kidding me? Get 114,000 Bitcoin. Oh my god. All right, guys. Bitcoin Core version 22.0 that was released, and that is the Bitcoin Core software, right? That is the software. Once upon a time, it used to be both the mining and the wallet, but it's since had to split off, right? So this is it's a wallet client. Anyways, check it out down below in the show notes.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. All right, guys, that was our show. I want to give a shout out to our awesome sponsors. Check out CryptoCloaks.com for the best 3D printed Bitcoin merch. There's a 5% off link. There's a 5% link description down below. 5% off anything on the store. Check out CryptoCloaks.com and, of course, Citadel 21. Get the best Bitcoin cultural zine written by plebs, for plebs. Phil and I have written articles for them. Get yourself a physical copy of one of the volumes. There's only 1,000 made, so be quick about it. Citadel21.com. And of course, our awesome guest, I don't have his Twitter. Alright guys, I fucked up. I didn't have his Twitter pulled up. And our awesome guest, Randy McMillan. He is a toxic plebe. Definitely go give him a follow on Twitter. He shitposts like the rest of us. I'm telling you guys, the blue check marks are noise. You want the signal, follow the plebs. And Randy McMillan is definitely one of those plebs. Guys, that was our show. If you enjoyed the show, you know what to do. Smash that like button. And of course, if you want to continue hearing the Bitcoin news from the pleb perspective, and the catastrophic fiat, shitcoin, mainstream media, all of them, consider subscribing, and we'll see you tomorrow, guys, for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.
Clown World confirmed.